Hi folks, it's Fit Old Dog. I thought I would tell a short vignette about my approach to sports. But first I will take off my hat, which Deb says makes me look a lot younger. You can see my white hair. I'm an age grouper triathlete. My real distance is Ironman distance. And also I wear glasses, which she says make me look more intelligent, but I'll take them off too. And here I am, an old guy who loves triathlons. And I concluded from a life of one sport after another, starting with water polo and now triathlons, that there are two kinds of athletes. There are those who love to win and those who love the sport. And they seem to be very different people. I remember when I played water polo for many years in my teens, I left the sport as I was approaching 20 because our team was becoming pretty good and we were competing with those high up in the league, and I noticed the higher the teams were in the league, the more they cheated or fouled, and it wasn't a sport that I joined, so I left and got on with something else, skiing or martial arts or whatever. Anyway, I just want to tell you a brief story about something that happened at a recent race, a triathlon, a half Ironman, because it both amused and bemused me. It was just fascinating. This is a half Ironman race. It's 1.2 mile swim, 56 mile bike ride, and a half marathon. And the swim was in the Choptank River. Very nice swim. I enjoyed that. I came out of the water first in my age group, which I didn't know at the time. And you're wearing a chip on your leg, which as you go over a mat, it records your time. Well, the chip is about 20 feet from the lakeside edge, and there's about 3,000 athletes in the race. So we're streaming out of the water. And I come out of the water and up onto the beach. And as I'm pulling off my hat and taking off my goggles, I hear a voice saying, "Hey Kevin," and I turn and here's this guy who's in my age group, and he was walking out of the water towards me, and he said to me, "What are you doing here?" And of course, you know, being polite, I replied, "Well, I'm enjoying the race." And as I said that, he dashed ahead of me and over the mat. So it would have appeared that he came out of the water first. And I remember thinking, what a very odd thing to do for a 74-year-old guy. Surely he is one of these athletes who loves to win more than he loves the sport. And I don't really want to be like that. But when I tell my athlete friends this story, they think it's funny as anything. They always laugh and then they say, "Boy, what a jerk." And I think, no, he's not a jerk, he's just missing the point. I always say to the other age groupers, you know, we're really racing the toe tag and we're lucky to be here. Though at that very race, once again, Bob Scott beat me. He's 84, I was 71, and he beat me again. I had a bad run. And there's a guy who really just loves the sport. I've seen him at full Ironman distance races, like last year I saw him in Louisville, where I had a better race. And I introduced him to a guy I really admire, Howard Glass, who's a great athlete in my age group. And when I introduced them, you could see they were fellow spirits. They just loved the sport. And it was kind of an honor to introduce them. So I would say the one guy went down in my estimation a lot, and Bob Scott stayed way up there. Somebody I like to emulate. I'm not as good an athlete, but I sure love the sport, I think, as much as he does. So that's Fit Old Dog's story for today. I'm happy to be here in North Carolina and able to create these short videos. I hope you find it of interest. Okay, over and out from Fit Old Dog.